Hey people, and welcome back to my channel. I'm really glad to have you here again. I'm gonna try not to make this video too long because I just don't have too much time or energy right now to make a long video. I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet, right? Anyway, so what is this video going to be about? It's going to be about the value of a woman, right? And what is the value of a woman anyways, right? And the reason why I decided to make this video is because I've been watching a lot of content. And, in the comment sections, um, the, from what I gathered, right, most of a lot of men, basically, they seem to think that the woman's value just lies in her looks, right? In her sex appeal. And, that and to me, that seems just extremely wrong. And, it's disappointing. To be honest with you, it's really disappointing, right? And like in the past, I can tell you this too, right? It's like, when I dated, right, and when I was with other guys, right, and just like hanging out with them, you can usually get a sense of what he perceives you as, right, and what he values, like relatively quickly, right? And so it was always disappointing when someone is looking at you and all they see is looks, right? And all they see is you physically. And there's just absolutely nothing. He doesn't want to, there's no interest in seeing beyond that, And that's extremely disappointing, I think, because, as human beings, I think, our beauty lies in the depth of us, right? And so, beauty is only skin deep, right? And it's you what makes you truly beautiful is what lies within you, right? Most I would say normal people, right, or at least decent people, they their perception of us, right, no matter what we look like, changes when they get to know us, right? So if we're beautiful people on the inside, right, and let's just say we're beautiful on the outside too, right, we become even more beautiful if we're beautiful on the inside, right? And so and the opposite is also true, right? If you're a beautiful person on the outside, if you're not beautiful on the inside, then your attractiveness, your physical attractiveness will decrease in the eyes of others, or at least in most people's eyes, right? But anyway, so at least I hope so. At least I hope that's the case, right? But based on what I've been kind of analyzing in the comments in a lot of the videos that I've been watching on relationships, right? I don't know why, but for some reason a lot of guys have a really negative view of females, and a lot of them hold this idea that once a woman hits a certain age, right, and her sex appeal goes out the door, right, and she is no longer deemed as physically attractive, right, then her value diminishes or disappears. And that is completely insane to me once again, right? Because our value as human beings, it lies so much farther and beyond our physical looks, okay? And of course I will list all of the qualities that women bring to the table, besides physical attractiveness, right? Physical attractiveness is just one thing. And of course, why do people like beautiful things, right? The reason being is, of course, you know, when we look at something beautiful, right, we get a boost of feel-good hormones, right? So, you know, dopamine, right, endorphins, they start running wild, right? And that's the reason why, like, if you have a crush on someone or if someone has a crush on you, they just can't get enough of that person, right? Because by looking at them, by being around them, they feel good. You know, their bodies, their bodies respond, right? And they start feeling good. And same goes for everyone else, even if it's someone that's not your crush, right? When you see a beautiful person, an attractive person, you will start to feel good too because of that hormonal reaction in your body, right? Anyway, so that's what I'm going to talk about, guys. I'm going to talk to you about why, you know, why a lot of guys tend to think that a female's value simply lies in her looks and nothing else. I will talk to you about that in this video, okay? Well, first of all, right, her value, right? So the value of a woman is what you prescribe her value to be, right? And what you value yourself, right? You know, the value of a woman, right, is not the same for every guy, right? But you know, for the most part, if the guy is merely trying to have sex with the woman and nothing else, right? He's probably not gonna care about any of the other qualities that she possesses, right? Sure, a lot of, you know, he might even overlook a lot of her annoying qualities, right? Right off the bat, just because he has his own ulterior motives, right? And so he's going to overlook her negative qualities, right? And he's not going to care about her positive qualities because he values something else, right? Or he has his own needs he wants to fulfill his own personal needs, and so he doesn't really care what she's like as a person internally, okay? And so anyway, people value different things, obviously, right? If you view females as to have an expiration date, right, or to be only as valuable as their sex appeal, what you're saying here is that females are merely sex objects to be used for your pleasure, right? And then once they're deemed no longer physically attractive, they should be thrown away or discarded, right? And you know, like I mentioned before, right? This view is extremely limiting, right? And this view has actually a lot to do with the guy, right? Or with you, or you know, if you're a guy watching this video, it has a lot to do with you and the way you actually perceive yourself, okay? So the qualities, right, and characteristics we recognize in others are often a reflection of our own thoughts and feelings, okay? And our understanding of others is limited by our self-awareness and personal perspective, okay? And so what that means is that men often see themselves as objects to be used too, okay? And that is the reason why they view a woman the same way, you know? You know, and hence the expression, or I think this is the expression amongst many men, right? Is that like women, children, women, children and animals deserve unconditional love, right? But guys are always loved with conditions, right? and that's because they're valued only for what they provide, right, to women, and how much they have, which is very, once again, it's very limiting. It is not true, you know, and you know why it's not true? Because I've spoken to so many different women over the years, you know, and I've realized that many of us want very similar things, you know, and so, you know, you know, I've never really, I haven't encountered women that would say something like, you know, in my experience, it's not a very common occurrence. I have encountered women like this before, right? Women that are only after man's money or his possessions, right? Yes, I've encountered women like this, but not very often. I would say that they're the exception. They're not very common. I would say that most average folks, right, and a lot of women, they they want to find love. You know, they want to find a compatible partner. You know, they want to, you know, they want to be treated well, and they want to treat another person well, right? And they want to be in an equal and happy relationship. You know, and I don't think it is very common to find a lot of women who are only after the guy's money, right? So yes, and on top of it all, you know, the women that do, you know, who are in this position, right? The ones that I've met, at least, they're not very happy women. You know, one of them was on antidepressants. She seemed to have it all, right? She had a beautiful apartment, right? All kinds of designer clothing, designer bags, and so on, right? You know, beautiful car and so on, right? But she was taking antidepressants behind closed doors, right? Things are mostly different. So yeah, you know, she wasn't a very happy woman, you know, and so yeah, you know, and that's anyway. So back to guys claiming that females are as good as their physical attributes, right, and their sex appeal. The guys that are that have this mindset usually have a lot of work to do on themselves. You know, they tend to have low self-esteem, and they tend to view themselves as objects, right? As like walking wallets, right? If they have money, yeah, and so you know, that's the issue. That's the real issue, guys. Okay, I think because a lot of you know, men view themselves as those things, they tend to view other women as you know, something similar, right? And so that's the real issue, you know, and so don't get offended. You know, if this happens to you, don't get offended. You know, just understand that it's the guy's issue, you know, and yeah, it's not your issue to deal with, right? He has to learn to you know, he has to learn to value himself before he can learn to value you and other people, right? Or women. So, you know, just move on. You know, move on to someone who will see your value. Move on to someone who will see beyond your physical attributes, right? Because that's the normal thing that should be happening, right? Is that you know, someone, like I said before, right? Someone is merely your physical attractiveness, right? And I believe women place way too much time and effort into, you know, looking good physically, right? Externally. And I believe we should be placing a lot more time and energy into developing ourselves internally, you know, into becoming better people, better versions of ourselves, right? Into healing, right, your childhood wounds if you have any, into becoming better and nicer and kinder people, right, to others, to our community, and so on, right? So like I said, because this is ultimately where our beauty lies, right? And this can never be taken away from you, right? Physical attractiveness, external physical attractiveness, right? It doesn't last too long. Eventually it goes away, right? And so all you have is your internal beauty, right? And this will be obvious in your eyes, right? It will be obvious in your energy. It will be obvious, apparent in, you know, people's feedback, right, to you. It will be obvious in the way that you change other people's lives, right? So yeah, anyway, so guys, so where does, what else do you gain from a female? What else do you gain from a woman, right? From a girl? Of course, every woman is different, right? I mean, besides her physical attractiveness, right? But every woman is different, like I said, right? And females, you know, we all have different personalities, right? We have different life experiences. We have different life journeys, right? We carry different energies. So what one woman brings to the table won't necessarily be what another woman brings to the table, right? So our value is obviously different, right? But not necessarily any less than another woman, right? Because, you know, while one woman might be really, really funny, right? Another one might not be too funny, right? But she might be more responsible and reliable and maybe more loyal, right? So yeah, you know, what makes me into, you know, into what the value that I hold, right, besides the physical, right, is it can be completely different in another woman, right? So just keep that in mind, right? But you guys, those qualities can be, I don't know, anything from her conversations with you, right? Her interesting conversations, her intelligence, right? The things that you can learn from her, right? Because through new information, right? There's this quote, right? And in the book, right? A reader, right? And it's about reading, right? Today's reader, tomorrow's leader, right? And what that means is that basically information can change your life. It can shape you as a person, as an individual, right? And it's not just information from books, right? It's information from other people too, right? So you know, woman can know a lot about a lot of different things, right? So you can learn from her, and in turn change your life, right? And so that's one, right? One thing. Her energy, right? I mean, I was gonna say her masculine energy. No, like her her feminine energy, right? Maybe she's really feminine, right? And she's just, I don't know, she feels so good to be around, right? She's peaceful, she's calm, right? She's been through so many storms in her life, right? That like nothing phases her anymore, right? So she's this like level-headed and peaceful place you can come home to, right? Of course, once again, not every woman will be like this, right? As women are different, right? But that's another thing that you can benefit from, right? besides her physical attractiveness, okay? What's another thing? Perhaps she's really kind, right? And she's caring, right? If she cares about other people, she makes them feel good, right? And in turn, she changes her life because of that. I mean, she changes their lives because of that, right? Kindness really, really goes a long way, right? And so, by being kind to other people, right? Uh, she, she can make someone's day, right? Um, so there's that, right? And of course, I'm not even going to get started on creation. Some women are really artistic, right? So their art changes lives, right? By looking at her art, other people just feel good, right? They get inspired, maybe. I don't know, there's this artist, she's Bulgarian, right? There's this artist, and she's one of my like good acquaintances, right? She's I found out that she was like a really well-known artist internationally, right? But she lives here in Bulgaria, and she's just like a beautiful person on the outside. And from what I know, I don't know her too well, right? But just from what I can sense, she's also a relatively nice person on the inside. And her art is just so beautiful. I wish I could show it to you guys, but eventually I want to buy one of her paintings, right? But she paints all these, like, her pictures are really colorful, right? And she paints like animals and women, and just like it's just extremely beautiful, very colorful, right? So just by looking at her art, I just feel so much better. It reminds me of my own like colorful personality, right? And of my own layers as an individual, right? So yeah, art is another, right? Perhaps it's her voice, right? Maybe she's got this beautiful angelic voice, right? And that can make other people feel good, just by listening to her. She can change someone's day, right? She can, one person maybe is experiencing a really bad mood, right? Maybe something in their life is not going well, right? But by listening to her voice, all of that changes, right? And of course, I'm not even going to get started on the life that we bring into the world, right? The society that we've created. I mean, everyone in our society was brought here through a woman, right? Guys, so yeah, there's that, and that probably should be the first thing, right? And of course, I'm not gonna get into like good mothers, bad mothers. No, of course not. That's an entirely different topic, right? But yeah, just bringing a life into this world, right, is huge, and it takes so much effort and so much energy. And women even like risk their own lives in order to bring kids into this world, right? I can tell you from my experience, like, I gave birth naturally, right? And I almost like died. It was like hell. It was hell, literally hell, guys. But yeah. Anyway, so what else does a woman bring to your life? Okay, if she's a physically attractive woman, right? Just by being seen with her, she raises your status. So just by being seen with a beautiful woman, your status as a male gets raised significantly. Other people, the way other people perceive you, if she's a beautiful, physically attractive woman, right? If she carries a good energy on top of it too, right? Like I said before in one of my videos, other people can sense your energy, right? So if she is a physically attractive woman with a positive energy, oh my God, she, everyone just kind of looks at you and they think, wow, this woman is with this guy, he must be special too, you know. So yeah, that's another way, right? Once again, right, a woman's positive energy, right, that's huge too, right? We all want to be around someone who makes us feel good, right? And someone's positive energy, right? And like I mentioned before, right, your energy is a combination of a lot of different things, right? It's a combination of your past experiences, your worldview, your perceptions, right, about things, different things. It's a combination of your past experiences, right, and your current beliefs too, and your current thoughts, right. So if someone has a really positive mindset, right, and thinks positively about other people, right, that's also going to be felt, okay? And if you're around or with a woman like this, her energy is going to change your energy, you know, and she's going to make you feel better. She's gonna uplift you, you know, she's gonna uplift you, and that's going to change your day or your life around if you're with this woman often, right? And so, yeah, guys, anyways, I'm not gonna like, I can go on and on about the value that a woman brings, okay? And like I said before, the value is different. Not every woman possesses this, perhaps, right? And if you're a woman who doesn't possess these qualities, right, then you can work on yourself, and you know, you can improve, right, in all areas of your life, and you can yeah, that's what it's ultimately all about, right, is improving and I don't know, attracting a like-minded individual, right? A guy who doesn't perceive you as merely an object to be used, right? And once you're over a certain age, you know, you're, because he only values your physical looks, you will no longer be relevant to him, right? So please don't be with a man like this. I know I wouldn't want to be, right? If you are a guy who thinks this way, please change yourself first, okay? Work on yourself and start seeing yourself as someone who is more worthy, someone who is not merely just your looks or your wallet or what you have. You're a lot more than that, okay? You're so much more than that, that you just have to be able to see it, okay? And once you start seeing that, then you'll be able to look at females as something more than also, okay? Anyways, if you guys like this video, please subscribe and comment. You know, I would love to hear your feedback on this, your thoughts. All right, bye.